Greenland would also raise sea level almost 20 feet if it went. This shows what happens to the crevasses, and when lakes form, they create what are called moulins. The water goes down to the bottom and it lubricates where the ice meets the bedrock. If Greenland broke up and melted, or if half of Greenland and half of West Antarctica broke up and melted, this is what would happen to Manhattan.
It seems plausible, but only because Gore rips these images out of their context. The photograph and the diagram come from a NASA study published in the journal Science in 2002. This study found that Moulins, vertical water tunnels formed from meltwater pools at the surface of the glacier, accelerate glacial flow in the summertime, but the increase in speed over the entire year is only a few percent. For example, in 1998, Moulins contributed to such a tiny increase in the amount of glacial movement that were it not for super accurate satellite sensing systems, nobody would even notice. Something else Gore doesn't mention, Greenland was actually warmer in the 1930s and 1940s than it is today. What that means is that Greenland in the 30s and 40s probably had more ice melt, more moulins, and more glacier acceleration than we observe today. Yet there was no major loss of grounded ice. Gore also warns that half the Greenland ice sheet could melt. But according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, melting half the ice sheet would require additional sustained warmth over 1,000 years, making speculation about any such calamity pure guesswork. What matters is this. The Greenland ice sheet is gaining ice mass in the interior, it's losing it at the edges. If you subtract the gains from the losses, you get a sea level rise equivalent of about 1 to 2 inches in a century. That's hardly a catastrophe. Gore calls global warming a planetary emergency, but his doomsday scenario is science fiction.